let us say hello to a very relaxed messenger, Henry Cejudo, who I think is back from the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Look at him, just chilling. It's good to be the king, Henry. How are you?
Oh, like you said, it's good to be the king, Ariel. Let me start off by saying,
Yes. Thank you, Henry. I think you just blew out all our speakers here. Where are you
just
right now,
happy, Ariel. Just
Henry?
happy, man. Oh, I'm happy. I'm relaxed. I just got done training.
Okay.
Uh, Life is good, Ariel.
Okay, so there's a lot to talk to you about, Henry, since we last spoke. Holy smokes. Of course, we saw you January 19th. I mean, other than Chael and I feel like you single-handedly built the ESPN platform, the ESPN Plus platform, with your own two hands, because now all of a sudden it's killing it. And it was because of your main event, TJ Dillashaw, January 19th, Brooklyn, New York. You knock him out in 32 seconds. But of course, on Wednesday, we found out TJ is no longer the champion. He has relinquished the title. Adverse analytical finding. New York State has suspended him for a year. He's been fined $10,000. You've had, what, 5 days now to digest this? How do you feel about this whole situation?
God, to be quite honest with you, Ariel, it's I've really never thought of something like this happening to me. It's the emotional aspect. It's almost like, dude, we shook hands, man. Like I'm a competitor, man. I've been competing my whole life, and like this is the first time this has ever happened to me. It's just
Right.
like I don't have any malice in me. I'm out there to compete. I'm out there to give it my best. At the end of the day, you know what? Let the best man win. And I think with this whole TJ situation, man, it's almost like it made me it made me sad, man. It made me sad the fact that and if it's all true, because I probably shouldn't even speculate either. But it's almost you go through these roller coasters of like you feel sad and then you go from being sad to being mad. You're like, wait, what if he would have beat me up like like Brock did with Mark Hunt?
Right.
And like sometimes these things kind of cross through your head because you just never know. But this ain't baseball, man. And if it all comes out to be true, like I would never want to. I would never feel comfortable fighting somebody like that again. I hope it was an accident. I hope it wasn't. I hope something happened. But if it's true, man, I truly feel bad for the man. I really do.
Does it bother
And
you
I
that?
and Aaron, on top of that,
Yep.
I would never fight him again. I don't care for what amount of money. I would never fight him again.
Does it bother you, Henry, that as of Monday afternoon, we're speaking about this? We still don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a diuretic, a steroid. We don't know if it's a tainted supplement. We don't know anything about this. It seems a little funny, right?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why they relinquished the belt. Like he let the belt go, and like nobody does that. Nobody
Right.
does it. So I just let you know how possibly severe the case could be.
Right.
And it's just that I now like the early stoppage, like everybody was talking about, they're almost like, damn, Henry did it, and he was on something. It brings a little more light to my victory, I guess. I mean, that's something that I could think of. But other than that, man, I hope TJ. I hope it's not true, Ariel. Like I really do, man. Like I want to give the dude the benefit of the doubt because I believe he's a good guy. I believe I want to say there's no malice like that, but I'm curious to know, man.
When you fought him, when you were preparing for him, was there any part of you that thought something's funny here, something's off?
No, no, because I've always put my trust in USADA. I've been tested since USADA since probably I think '04, '05, around there. So I've been tested, and I know these people are clean because I've always been clean. I probably have the most. I'm probably even more tested than probably Daniel Cormier because I did a whole other cycle of wrestling, and when he was in Strikeforce or whatnot, they weren't testing. But what I'm saying is that I put my trust in them because I've been tested so many times that everything's taken care of. People maybe in the past pre USADA they're probably doing it, but I'm sorry, yeah, before USADA, but I think now it's no way people would be dumb enough to be dirty.
Was the plan prior to this happening, was the plan for you to rematch him at 135 later this summer for that belt?
Yeah, that was a plan. That was a plan. That's what Dana wanted. That's what we wanted. That's what TJ wanted. Like everybody wanted to fight. But it was gonna be a pretty big payday for me. That's another place where I kind of lose a little bit.
Right.
It's TJ's a big name, man, but it just he's again, if it all turns out to be true, man, he's gonna tarnish his legacy, man, for the rest of his career. A future Hall of Famer now could possibly be in question.
Yeah, and that's why I was asking that question, because is there a part of you that I know you said that you feel sad because you would never do something like that, but now you have a fight that's just been taken away from you, right? Like, you were getting ready for that fight to try to make history as the double champion, and now that's taken away from you.
Yeah, it's not so fast there.
Well, I was working up to that. I was working up to that.
Not so fast.
What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean not so fast? What do you have to say, Henry?
No, it's looking like the UFC's gonna want to book a Cejudo Moraes fight. They're gonna want to set that fight up, and I like the fight. I believe Moraes is a tough competitor, but I think I have everything that it takes to put him out, and he's just gonna be another legend that I'm gonna take out. And that's all there is to it, Ariel.
Is that going to be June 8th in Chicago?
Yes, I think that's the date that they're shooting out there. But nothing's really finalized. Like nothing's finalized on the date or whatnot. Not even the contracts have been signed.
Okay.
But they're thinking June 8th, Chicago, Chi-Town main event, and then adding some more people to that.
Okay. And so would it feel the same? Okay, that fight happens, you beat Marlon, you become double champion. In your estimation, would it feel the same as if you would have defeated TJ again? Is becoming champion enough, or do you feel like, because it's for a vacant title as opposed to actually beating the guy who held the belt?
No, but in reality, I will say this. Marlon Moraes is a lot more dangerous than TJ.
How so?
His biggest threat is his power. I mean, look at him. He's knocked out 3 opponents in the first round. He's got vicious power, and in MMA, that's scary. That's scary because it just takes one hit, one blow, and that's it. But so do I. And I'm showing that I'm getting better, and I'm stronger, and I'm faster. But in reality, Marlon Moraes is the number 1 contender. Other than TJ Dillashaw, I would put him number 2. And it's probably only because they haven't fought. But in my eyes, Marlon's a top guy, man.
Okay. Now, did Marlon go ahead? Sorry.
No, I'm saying at that weight.
Right.
Other than me.
Of course. I mean, some might say, I think even your manager would say that you're the champion right now, 135, after what happened, like the unofficial champion.
Yeah, unofficial. I would say so too, actually, Ariel. But I don't have the belt, man. I don't. Yeah. So for me, TJ, when he fought Cody Garbrandt, he weighed 144 pounds or 146 pounds. When he fought me the day of the fight, TJ was 149 pounds.
Wow.
I was fighting the same bantamweight. That's who I fought. I fought the bantamweight TJ, not the flyweight TJ. The bantamweight TJ. You guys heard him. He said he's never felt this good ever in his life. There's no excuses out. Ladies and gentlemen, the current flyweight, bantamweight champion of the world, Henry Cejudo.
Yes. Did Marlon cross the line, Henry, when he cracked a joke about your ill-fated attempt to date Nikki Bella on Twitter? I mean, did that get a little too personal? What do you think?
Well, I think now's the time. I think now's the time to give Marlon Moraes a message.
Okay.
Because it did sting just a little bit. Because it did. But Marlon Moraes, I got a message for you. If you think you're going to be the second hard at break this year, man, I hope you're ready, brother. I really do, man. I'm not afraid of you. I'm an Olympic champ. I defeated Demetrius Johnson. I defeated TJ Dillashaw. You think a World Series of Fighting former champ is going to scare me? I'm going to shut your lights out. And I'm going to shut them out. And I'm going to tell you something else because I already have my next opponent in line. Your boy, your coach, Frank Yeager, I know he's going to be there. He can get some of Cejudo too because I will shut his lights out too.
What? At 145?
45 or 35. They've always said Frank Yeager can make 135 pounds. I welcome that.
Damn.
If the belt vacates at 45, why not, Ariel? Why not?
Wow, Henry's pissed. You're mad.
I'm out there. I'm on a legend rampage, everybody. I'm here to prove I want to be pound for pound. I want to be the best pound for pound fighter in the world. I'm already up there, one of the greatest combat athletes of all time, which I believe it.
Hmm.
People ask people like John Jones, ask people like Cormier, ask the greatest of all time, ask these guys of fighting. I've done it in 2 sports area. Now I'm just getting ready to just cement my legacy in the sport of mixed martial arts.
Okay, so this is the part that I don't understand because Dana did this interview backstage on Saturday, and it was a little confusing the way it was worded, but it led me to believe because he said we're thinking of doing you versus Marlon, and that Formiga is going to fight Benavidez, and that the winner will fight you. Does that mean the flyweights are sticking around now? After all, I'm confused.
That's what it is. The flyweights are sticking around. This is why I'm the flyweight savior of the world, Ariel Helwani.
Wow.
It's the new world order, NWO, baby.
Yes, yes, Henry, preach. Wait, so is that official?
By the way, I noticed that belt too. That's a cool belt.
You like that, huh? I got it.
Yeah.
$15, Walmart.
I like it.
Good
I like
deal.
it. Hey, by the way, Ariel, I'm still waiting for my trophy.
I know. Well, listen, I got
Hey,
corporate Jake back there.
Any more questions, hold on.
What?
Before I answer any more questions of yours, Ariel Helwani,
Yes.
because I ain't gonna answer no more until I get my cringe judo dance.
Oh God.
Because the cringe judo movement is taking over, and you've been called out about a week ago.
I know.
And you're supposed to do it in 24 hours, so I'm here to call you out now.
Oh, I had a feeling this was coming. Where did this come from? Why are you celebrating the cringe?
Because people tell me, oh my God, he's cringy. I think that's so funny. But now you know what?
Yes.
I'm accepting it.
Okay.
So I want people to cringe, and today they're gonna cringe on you. And I don't know what song you got, but
wait, I could do it with my belt right over here, right?
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Because you got your own belt.
All right. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Yes. The problem is, like, now that I'm corporate, you can't just play music, so I think I have to like hum a song. Okay, is that all right?
Go ahead, Ariel. Give it to me.
Is this cringy enough for you, Henry? I'm getting fired for this, Henry. You know that, right? Do you need me to stand up too?
Thank you.
Okay, is that good enough?
Thank you for that, Ariel. That's good enough. That was cringy enough. I was actually
man,
ready for
Henry.
you can stop now, Ariel. It's cringy.
The flyweight savior is coming for 135, and he's going to grace the people of Chicago with his presence.
Wow, bravo.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you for letting me do that. I appreciate it. Well, there you have it, Henry. So have you been told, as I put my belt back over there, have you been told that it is official that the flyweights are sticking around now?
I mean, I haven't been told officially, but it looks like, yeah, they're going to keep the flyweights around. Like they really are, man. So I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy because I wasn't planning on taking this fight at 35 if that was one of the things that they were going to do is get rid of my division. So
holy smokes.
So that was kind of the game plan there.
So if TJ didn't pop, maybe the flyweights don't get saved. Like, do you feel like this somehow changed their stance on it all? Because you've seen what they've been doing. They've been weeding out these guys.
Yeah, and the thing is, it probably even helped the cause. I'm curious, man. Sometimes you don't know what the UFC is thinking, Ariel. But I will say this, man, it does help the division because you know why? It keeps bringing attention to it.
Yeah.
The flyweight division has never been like this. Like there's drama, man. There's people calling me out. It's good stuff.
So you will never entertain the idea of fighting TJ again?
No. I mean, I guess everything does have a price, but
right.
I doubt it, man. I you know what? I'm gonna cement it now, man. I would never do it. I would never fight TJ Dillashaw again if everything turns out to be what I think it is, and because that's just not cool, man. That's just not fair. I shook your hand, man. I was, it's just a pure competitor, man. Selling the fight, and you're gonna pull something like that, and that's just that's a lot of malice, man, and that rubs me wrong, Ariel. That rubs me wrong, and nobody, whoever. If it's ever happened to you guys or whatever, you would know. But if it hasn't, you guys have no idea, man. It's a sickening feeling.
Henry, as you know, everyone watches the show on Mondays. I've just received a text message from Aljamain Sterling, who's all fired up these days. Can I read you what he just wrote me?
No.
Okay. All right. Well then.
Tell Aljamain Sterling to subscribe to my technique of the week.
Oh.
Down and wait in line.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, there you have it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to read it. Where can people subscribe to that, by the way?
Just on my Instagram.
Okay. By the way, Henry, you went back to the NCAA Wrestling Championships this past weekend. Did you feel the love from the people? I mean, here you come back for the first time as not only the flyweight champ, but the guy who just beat TJ as well. Your life has changed since last year's tournament. Did you feel the love from the people, from the community, your people?
Oh yeah, man, yeah. And to me, it's special, Ariel. To me, it's special for someone like John Smith or Kendall Cross or some of these Olympic champs or even some of these NCAA champs. The way they come up to me and they embrace me and they congratulate me. And I can tell everybody's look is you bring a different aura now. I'm satisfied, Ariel. I'm satisfied. Like my legacy. The beautiful thing about it, Ariel, is my legacy is written. Like it really is. It truly is. Like you can say, you know what, that dude did something in two sports, but it's also still being written, which is awesome. And I continue to keep promoting the sport that's made me, that's made all of us. What is it? 7 out of the 8 guys are former wrestlers in the UFC. You guys, it's not. Find that base first. Wrestling's the key, man. Find that base and then add on to the rest. But that's just that's the way it is, you know.
And Henry, just to be clear, do you know all that we know? In other words, has anyone from the UFC and called you and you just can't share more information on the TJ situation, or do you know exactly what the public knows as well?
No, I know exactly what the public knows. I don't know anything. If not, I'd spill the beans. I can't keep secrets, Ariel.
I find that a little weird. I find that weird that
Yeah.
you don't know more than we do. Like you were in this fight. You deserve to know. They clearly know, right? They know what happened.
Yeah, and then the other thing that kind of bugged me too is, you know, the UFC. I got a phone call from USADA, man. Like I didn't even talk to any of the UFC officials.
Wow.
You know, so I'm kind of like, well, I mean, I think everybody sees the fact that I beat him in 32 seconds, but they don't see the fact that, hey, man, this is a problem, dude. Like if someone ends up dying in the octagon one of these days, man, like our sport's gonna get. I mean, they're gonna ban it for good. It's gonna take that one. That one shot, you know, and. So anyway, so USADA called me and they informed me and they know. I think they know what it is. It's just they're just investigating at this point.
Okay. You don't.
And what bumps me out too, Ariel, is the fact that even as a kid, man, I remember being hurt so much when no, not even. This was right before the Olympics, and I remember Marion Jones got caught. She got busted. But I remember as a kid, I would watch her, and she was like a huge inspiration for me. Marion Jones was God to me, and back in 2000 when she won, you know, so many gold medals, like to me, it was like, man, that she's living her dream, and you know, 8 years later, she finally gets caught and busted, man. That's just like I was like, God, that's just a sickening feeling. It's like, man, everything that even Marion did was kind of like she's a good person, man, but she made a terrible mistake and. You know, a lot of all that she stole glory, man, from a bunch of those athletes, from the silver medalists, and people don't see it that way, Ariel. They don't. But think about it. Think about how vicious, like you steal the glory, like everything under the sun happens when you do something like that, when you make a decision like that, and that's just nasty, man. That's just I'm actually still not kind of over it, or like I said, man, I'm still kind of like, man. I hope it ain't nothing crazy, man. But this is the last interview that I even want to do about it because it just bugs me.
And finally, to be clear, your hope is to fight June 8th. Your hope is to fight Marlon. You think he's tougher than TJ, and then if all goes to plan, you will eventually move down again to 125 and fight the winner of Benavidez Formiga. That is still your plan.
Man,
and just defend both belts.
Yeah, it all depends. I would like to do something maybe even similar to what Daniel Cormier did, but to reach its own, man. Like you know, first things first. Like Marlon, you're on my chopping block. I want your head on a spike, and I'm gonna do that if it's June 8th or whatever the date is. And then we'll just take it from there, because I don't want to start promising things and then people coming at me, man. Because there's options for the Cejudo weight division.
Yes. All right. Well, Henry, I appreciate it. I hope it all works out. Thank you for coming on and talking about this, and thanks for ruining my career, making me do that dance.
I love it. I love it. You better post that too. But no, I forgot to tell you.
Oh yeah.
Ariel, you have to call 3 people out now.
Oh.
Okay. Look at how jacked up my fingers are. Look.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
Like they're all...
The witch. Can I call out Nikki Bella, or would that be rude? Will she just ignore me like she ignored you? What happened there, Henry? What went wrong? It was going so well.
No. I already told you. I'm breaking 2 hearts this year, and Marlon's one of them.
Oh, who's the other?
That's all I gotta say, Ariel. My private life is my private life.
Okay.
I'm gonna start kicking TMZ out of my house, man. They keep videotaping me. I'm being sick of it.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Henry. All the best.
All right, Ariel. We'll see you, man. You guys have a blessed day.
Bye-bye. There he is, Henry Cejudo, flyweight champion, soon to be fighting for the bantamweight championship of the world.